Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Nuggets News. In this week's market update, we'll go over Bitcoin's price action, everything really following Bitcoin still apart from a few pockets of strength. We'll go over all that and I want to tie it together with all the news we've had lately. So I've been very busy. I've been at the Bitcoin and Blockchain Fair in Sydney. Consensus is on. There's so much happening. I want to tie it all together and let you guys know how I think price action will be affected by all these events moving forward. So we actually had tickets to Consensus. I was looking forward to going there and rubbing shoulders with all these projects, but we're simply too busy. We've got too much on in Australia, helping these startup projects. But we've got Trader Cobb, we've got a number of Australian projects that are all there. We'll be doing interviews and keeping our ear to the ground, I guess, in terms of everything that's going on there. So the first piece of big news I want to talk about, this was a few days ago now, but the New York Stock Exchange. So there's an ICE, what we call swaps, that are hoping to do physical delivery of Bitcoin. Now, this is what I've been harping on about, what I've been looking for, what is important if we're going to get Bitcoin going to Wall Street and any crypto really. So at the moment we have futures, but they're not backed by any Bitcoin. They're simply a way for market participants to speculate on the price. Now, if we have an ETF or these swaps, which are going to be physically settled, so physical delivery. So if you buy oil or gold, it's the same thing. You can speculate on the futures market, but if you actually have ETFs and physical delivery that has real world demand, that is going to require people to buy Bitcoin and have Bitcoin as more investors put their retirement accounts, whatever it is, whatever that money is pouring in, it's actually going to have to force people to buy Bitcoin. Now, again, it's over the counter, maybe it's on exchanges, but the overall net effect is that it's good and that more money is going to be flowing into this space. So anything that has physical delivery, guys, always look for that whenever we have news about more investment products coming to market. Really, I'm not too fussed if it's just way for Wall Street to speculate or even suppress the price if you want to put on your tinfoil hat because of their deep pockets, and so be it. We want those things that are physically backed by Bitcoins. Now, today we had a big piece of news out that the Chief Financial Officer at CommBank, which is Australia's largest bank, he's actually the highest paid CFO in the country, Rob Gisardinson, sorry, I've probably butchered that pronunciation, guys, but the point here is that he's quit out of the blue, effective immediately. CommBank's in the news lately, the Banking Royal Commission, we're seeing all this corruption, fraud. It's shocking to see this in Australia. We think of other countries maybe being corrupt, and the banking sector been very professional in Australia. It makes up a huge percentage of our stock market and our economy, our GDP. Yet here it is, at the center of this Royal Commission. Every day we find out more things and scandals that have been happening. And one of the big players in the space is leaving to join the cryptocurrency movement. And he's actually working with EOS as COO. I've spoken about EOS a little bit. I plan to cover it again in the future, guys. But the point of all this is that smart people in this space, that finance is their full-time job, their future. He's on a high-paying job. Why would he quit and join the crypto movement if this is all a bubble, it's all speculation, there's nothing to it? You know that key message that I'm trying to get across. We've seen a few of these announcements, similar sort of themed, but this was very great, very exciting for us to see here in Australia, particularly from CommBank, the largest bank in Australia. Check out the interview I did with Khyber, guys. If you're familiar with MyEtherWallet, hopefully you've all used this by now. They've now integrated Khyber with MyEtherWallet, so you can, it tells you the price, how many Ethereum you'll get for your Amisa Go, your EOS, Power Ledger, whatever coins you want to swap it for. It's all inbuilt here. They've got the Make or Die stablecoin. If you want to sit on some profits, you can now do all this directly on MyEtherWallet just by plugging in your hardware wallet. So check out that interview for more details on that, guys. So Bitcoin and Blockchain Fair. We did reveal our new logo there, guys. We're still working on finalizing all this. But it was exciting. There were 17 startup Australian projects. There was a business fair next door. Hundreds of people wandered through over the weekend. I got to speak about the best Australian projects and the future of crypto. Met some awesome people. Thanks to Josh Marriage that hosted the event. MC'd a lot of it from Cloakcoin, another good privacy coin. I'm still working and doing my research on my top 10 privacy coins video. I want to try and make sure it's as fair and as unbiased and up to date as possible with all the different privacy coins and their pros, cons, strengths, weaknesses, all that stuff that I like to try and bring to you guys there. So thanks for hosting, Josh. Made another good mate in crypto over the weekend. Now, one of the people I had a chance to sit down and talk to was Oztrack, and it's very interesting. Now, they've rolled out the new round of sort of obligations. So anyone that's an exchange, there was a couple of people there from the BitRocket crypto ATMs in Australia. They're doing a lot of work behind the scenes to make sure they're still up to date with the AML and sort of KYC, all those things. So a lot of people are picturing that you'll be able to walk up to these ATMs and get out large amounts of cash or sell anonymously through local Bitcoins. But I believe in the future, you're going to see more and more of a crackdown that you'll have to at least scan your license or register and be known. You won't be able to pull out large volumes of cash anonymously per se. So I'll get those guys from Oztrack on the channel and have a chat soon as well. We've spoken to Rupert as well lately, so it's a theme that we want to keep talking about and keep you as up to date as possible on the channel. That sort of ties in with this news about 10K cash limits in Australia. So you will no longer be able to use your own money, as I tweeted here. So if you're a tradie and you earn a lot of cash, you won't be able to go in and pay for a holiday or buy a car or anything over $10,000 anymore. And the headline here on Zero Hedge that Australia are looking to even use mobile strike teams in this sort of war on cash. So a few people saying that, yeah, this is good. You can sort of see where they're coming from. But guys, it's all, it's not black and white. It's grey. And next year it's 5,000. And then the year after that it's 1,000. And then they phase out the $100 note, as we've seen in other countries. And it gets to a point where we're starting to talk about freedom. So where do you draw the line about government looking into every aspect of your life and everything you pay for? And where do you draw the line for privacy versus protection and, all those usual terms and negative connotations that the governments use to talk about crypto, cash, all that sort of thing, guys. So something that's very interesting to see. We'll follow the development of all this. I think this comes in effectively at the start of next financial year, so July 1st, 2019, I believe, guys. So thank you to the person that shared this. I believe this was made by someone else, but the person that shared this with me, William Chen, is one of our members. And he has added the Australian times that these are all going to be streaming and so on, guys. But he's not claiming for this to be his own work. Someone else made this spreadsheet. But basically, this is things that could cause run-ups in price in individual coins. So always do your own research. But I mean, William has already told me that he's made a few flips from some of the major sponsors. So even Sonam here, this has already had a pretty big 300% increase in price. So keep an eye on these. Be aware, if you're a day trader, of when people may be speaking at consensus. A lot of this can be buy the rumor, sell the news. If it's disappointment, if they have a good announcement, we'll see spikes in price. It's just always good to be aware of what's happening around you. If you're trading one of these coins and you get caught on the wrong side of it because you weren't aware they were presenting a consensus, that's simply why I'm presenting this to you guys. So a lot of these coins we've spoken about and covered on the channel before. The things that interest me, are the securities and financial, the projects that are interacting with the traditional finance world and having trouble getting banking licenses, lending licenses, dealing with securities. That's the things that I really want to focus on, and I think is going to be a big theme going forward throughout 2018 and obviously into the future. So plenty of good coins there. We covered iExec, RLC, very recently on the channel, but check that out, guys, for more information. And obviously I'll be watching a lot of those and reporting back to you and giving summaries on everything that happens throughout consensus, as I mentioned. Bamboo, a very exciting little Australian project. I'm happy to announce this is the second project I'm advising, guys. As always, I ask to have my tokens locked for a year, 2 years, so that it's not a conflict of interest. Guys, I'm not being paid money to promote this or anything like that. I'm only working with projects that I believe are going to succeed and change the landscape of crypto. Now, if you guys look into Bamboo, it's hard not to love. This is going to be the most user-friendly app where hopefully your grandma could download this app, create an account, link your bank account, and put in your phone number. That skips all the AML and KYC, so it's faster than even joining up to an exchange. And then you can start to use your loose change, buy a coffee, it rounds it up, build you a mixed crypto portfolio, just Bitcoin, whatever you choose as in the settings, guys. This is a few weeks away, a few months away from being fully launched, but I'm very excited to work with Bamboo. They're at Consensus. I'll obviously interview the team and talk more about this going forward, but just wanted to let you guys know I'm excited about working with another project. So obviously the first project I've worked on for many months now, very close to my heart, is Blockgrain. We're pleased to announce that Jamie Skeller, the founder of Horizon State, is joining Blockgrain as well, with that mission of, safe food, clean water being a basic human right. There's a lot of synergies with what Horizon State are doing. We all know about the baby food scandal, poisoning in the news and that sort of thing, and being able, traceability of foods is going to be huge going forward. So it's great to see Blockgrain going well. We're starting to have a bit of interest from institutional investors, I guess we should say. I can't say too much more than that at this stage, but again, the first thing they want to know when they ring us up is what bonus can we get for investing, and we're telling them that no, Blockgrain, we very much structure that ICO so there's no 100% bonus for private or pre-sale investors. No gimmicks, so keep an eye on that one, guys. Next up here, just quickly, something I wanted to point out that I saw on one of the social groups we're in today. So obviously, guys, Crypto Australia is the largest crypto Facebook group in Australia. We helped start this when it was about 300 people when I joined. It's now over 50,000. But something that someone obviously maybe new to the space, I've covered up their name so they can remain anonymous here, but the post about a coin going up 76% and it's not even 1 cent yet. And I said to them, look, this is probably one of the biggest mistakes I see from new investors to the space. Price means nothing at all, and market cap is what you need to focus on. And some people hear that and they go, price means nothing. How can you say that? That doesn't really make sense. But people fall into this trap of under 1 cent. Oh, what if it just goes to $1? That's 100x. But you need to look at the market cap and look at the number of coins. So this coin here that was posted about would have to go up 30-fold just to get to 1 cent. That's the 30-fold increase in market cap. And then the old saying of if it just goes to $1, if it went to $1, it would have to have a market cap of $10 trillion. Now, that's obviously not going to happen. Even going to 1 cent, it would put it at the third biggest cryptocurrency. If you're new to the space and you're trying to pick coins under a cent just because of the price, and if they'll go to $1, guys, that's the way. That's all you need to do. Look at the market cap, look at the circulating supply, work out what it would actually have to be to go to $1, and that'll start to help you think about why that's not the best way to value coins. Guys, with our Facebook page, I have been public a lot, posting a lot more public stuff lately. So make sure you click follow. Make sure you're following our Nuggets news page. We're going to start to post more events there. We're coming up to Toowoomba, Brisbane, Sydney, and Melbourne in a couple of weeks. We put on free food and drinks at those meetups. But Talk Crypto, hoping to see you all there. Now, tying this all back together with the market and where we currently stand, guys. So Bitcoin, last time we spoke, was trading around 8,800, and I drew this red box that was going to be very tough resistance to get through for a number of reasons. And this is a perfect example of why we've got a lot of mess on the charts, but I don't put too much weight in anything. It's my macro view of how the world works, how finance world is going to be changed by Bitcoin, and the fundamentals. That's what I put the most weight in, as well as sentiment. But we want to be aware of what everyone else is looking. So have a look here where we got up, rejected from this zone. We got up, rejected again. We almost tried to break through it here, but we've got the 200-day moving average, this long-term, log down trend line, all these different things that people are looking at on other chartists that I keep notes of, what everyone else is sort of telling their followers and all that sort of thing. And that's where we got a big rejection and a big pullback. Finding support at the 50-day moving average now. Cycle brackets giving us a push up on the 21st of May now. So last time we were looking for a push up around the 4th of May. This is all we got, and then it rolled over. And once you lose, sort of where it enters the cycle bracket, you sort of, weakness should remain for the length of that bracket, and we got that very much so. So we're looking for this to sort of chop around, and we break out of this this pennant before it gets to the end here. So I'll be looking, this is our sort of next key date. I actually believe that the fundamentals and all that news I've just spoken about is really strong. Consensus is here. Maybe that's enough to pick sentiment up a bit and get a bit of a run higher, a bit more strength in the coming days. But I don't think we're going to, just burst through here for no reason. I think we're going to need some more good news. And I don't think the likely path is sort of getting through here and having a big capitulation. Maybe we get a little bit of a pullback back to here. 7.8 would be that key level. I'm looking at 7.9, 7.8 right about here. But I don't think we're heading back down to 6,000 unless there's some terrible news that's currently unknown to the market. And I don't think we're revisiting 6,000, guys. There's just too much good stuff happening in this space. I'm surrounding myself every day with the technology, and more people join this movement, as I've spoken about. That's what I'm looking for Bitcoin. Ethereum, very similar. Last time we spoke, trading around here, around the $700 range. Ethereum's a bit stronger. It's using that 200-day moving average as support. Litecoin's lost its 200-day moving average. We're looking for a bounce around the 12th of May, and that's all we got. So weak again for Litecoin, but again, I think once it goes, you guys know in percentage terms, I believe Litecoin's going to catch up. We had a few individual pockets of strength lately. So 0x is one that got down down to 50 cents only a month ago. That's now up hundreds of percent. You guys know that I love that protocol coin we recommended pretty early last year. VeChain Thor's been in the news a lot lately. This one's had an incredible run as well. So guys, those good coins are having good announcements out there, individual pockets of strength. Just be aware of everything happening around you. As I always say, I hope that one's been enjoyable, a bit longer than normal, but I wanted to tie all the news that's happening with the fundamentals. I think sentiment is just ripe to go at any stage now. All those sort of market ingredients are there to get the new wave of investors in. And once we make those new highs, sort of we break through 10,000 there, and people realize that it's not a bubble, it's not dead, I think that's going to attract the next wave of institutional and retail investors. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, share these videos around, and as always, thanks for tuning in, guys. Cheers.